So now you're probably going to be fighting the critters for these things if you're trying to find them. As soon as they hit the ground, something is probably going to find it before you do. So, there is a native tree that grows in Virginia, where I live, and the eastern United States called a pawpaw tree. Now this isn't named after your granddaddy, however this is a fruit-bearing tree, and the fruit is bearing and ripening right now in mid-September. So this is a pretty valuable fruit to be able to find out in the wilderness. This is loaded with vitamin C and vitamin A and some other vitamins and nutrients and other things that are really important for your body, your immune system, and everything else. So pawpaws are a really delicious fruit that do taste tropical. The trees themselves look tropical. I'm standing in a grove of pawpaws, kind of a grove of pawpaws right now, and as you can see, it's really tropically looking. The bark of the tree itself is gray and smoothish, and it can be splotchy as well. The leaves are very large, they're almost teardrop shaped, and they're also alternate growing along the stem as well. So you can find this fruit growing in semi-low areas like this that are well drained, that don't hold water too much. They do like some swampier, moister environments, however they don't want to be drowned. And while these trees do grow best under full sun, they also prefer a little bit of shade, especially when they're young. And these trees can also take up to 10 to 12 years to produce fruit. They can produce them younger, but it can take up to that long for them to produce. So now you're probably going to be fighting the critters for these things if you're trying to find them. As soon as they hit the ground, something is probably going to find it before you do. So here's a trick. As you're walking around underneath these trees, look for the mature fruit that is large. It's kind of turning this yellowy green instead of a deep green, and it might have these splotching on it. If you can reach it and touch it, if it's soft, that's great. If you can't reach it, that's okay. And then you can just take the tree, shake it, and they'll fall out. You can collect them, let them sit for a day or two, and they'll be good to go. Now here's a little trick to get them. If they're up high and they're too high for you to reach, you can just shake the tree and try not to let it fall on your head. Got a runner. Found it. So this is a really fantastic fruit. Now, before we move forward, I want to take a moment to talk a little bit about ethical or honorable harvesting. And put really simply and really quickly, this is just a practice of never taking too much. An easy way to remember is when you arrive on a site, never pick the first thing that you see. That way you'll never pick the last. This is so that way we can make sure that we leave some of these resources here for other people, as well as other animals, the flora, the fauna, as well as making sure that these trees can continue to reseed and continue to grow, because these trees are too fantastic and too amazing to just let them go away. If you're going to eat one of these, you can't eat the seeds and you can't eat the skin, but you can eat this a lot like an avocado. So, eating pawpaws is actually really easy. So you're going to take your fruit and you're going to take a knife, like what I've got right here. We're going to cut this around the outside, and I guess there's a lot of different ways that you could eat this. This is just how I do it. We're going to cut all the way around, just like that. And now we're just going to carefully pull these apart, just like that. And now we can see the seeds arranged on the inside, and we can pull these seeds out and save these seeds if we want to plant them, or we can toss these seeds back into the earth for them to germinate and bring more of these beautiful, amazing trees back to us. So I'll take my spoon and I will pop these little seeds out, and we can save these seeds. The way that I like to eat these is to try and get the seeds out and leave as much of the pulp inside the fruit as possible, so I can get as big of a spoonful as I possibly can. And now all we're going to do is we're going to take ourselves a spoon. We can use a knife, we can use a stick, we can use whatever we have on hand, but a spoon works really freaking well. And we're just going to try and scoop this stuff out just like a avocado, actually, and try and get a nice spoonful of deliciousness. Oh yeah. Okay, so thank you guys for watching the video, and I will be looking forward to seeing you in my next video, whenever that is. Let's pray, right?